World of Tanks Blitz, Armoured Pants here. I have another video for you this time. It's a review of the Leopard I Tier 10 medium tank. Listen carefully, campers, listen carefully.
The hallmark of a Leopard is his sharp mind and instincts, cunning stealth, and his cold calculation.
Now, what Jerry B. Irons, one of the finest actors of his generation by the way, is saying to us here about the Leopard itself also is very applicable to the Leopard tank. That's exactly how you should play it. And like being a real leopard, you should also avoid big prey, like buffaloes and things, which in our case be yag panthers and shit like that. And play by stealth. Nice camo numbers, yeah, both on the leopard and this little fucker in here. Look at him. Oh, but fuck, what the fuck? Ambushed. Yep, and fucking game over, mate. Sorry about that. He's fucked. He's gonna be, he's Leopard McDonald's today, poor little fella. Fucked, but that's life, isn't it? That's nature. Something we're not too familiar with, living in big cities and all that, playing Blitz, but nature is teeth and fangs, isn't it? But there you go. Now, let's have a look at the tank itself, onto the nerdy stuff. Yeah, because I know you're all nerds out there, you love that shit. Using Blitz Hanger here, great, it's a great resource. So just type in Leopard 1 and it pops up and gives you all the information you need to know about the tank, allows you to play with the variables, all that. If you've never used it before, you should. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm actually using the provisions that allow you best to protect your crew in the tank, stop it going on fire, etc. Why is that? Well, it has fuck all armour. I mean, literally has no armour. It's a origami tank. And unlike other tier 10 mediums that have some armour, for the T62A, Object 140, etc., this has none. So you need to be aware of the fact that you're going out shoplifting wearing just a pair of knickers. It is possible, but it's extremely difficult and could end in disaster. Now, the tank itself, you're probably wondering, well, why wouldn't I just play one of the Russians? And that's a very good question. But the Leopard 1 is a fantastic tank, but you have to know how to play it right. Now, one of the things about the tank is its gun. Its gun is remarkable. If we look at the stats here and dispersion and all that, its reload time just over 6 seconds. It's so accurate. It always gives you payback. It has great DPM. It's great reload. The tank itself is extremely mobile, more mobile than its Russian counterparts. And it's great for all sorts of tactics on the battlefield. But you need to protect yourself. You cannot be stupid. You can't drive out into the middle. Because you can see here, unless you get really lucky and bounce something off the gun mantle, you're fucked. Everything's going to pen you. And you should just assume when you drive out there, everything is going to penetrate you. You're like an Essex girl at a Bacardi Breezer promotion. You are going to get penetrated by everything. You know, like that girl in school used to hang around with the rugby team. You know the girl I'm talking about. So, you know, you are going to get penetrated by everything. But it is good at certain things. Peekaboo, whatever you want to call it. Hit and run, it's excellent at. Sniping is actually pretty good at too, especially if you got a refined gun, etc. Circle of Death is excellent at, and a 1v1 brawl, as long as you're not face palm and face hugging a big heavy, you can also do very well in. And in the game, in the gameplay we're going to show you, you'll see all of that at work. And we have F Mondial taking us through a fantastic game with the Leopard and showing us how it should be done. But you do need to remember that the tank has no armour. You can be one-shotted by the big guys. The big Russian tank killers, the Yagaru, the Death Star, even a lower tier one like a T-30 or something like that can one-shot you if you get ammo racks or whatever. So you need to be aware of that, right? The Waffle Tractor, the Grill, they're all really dangerous. A Waffle Tractor puts a HE round up your arsehole, he can one-shot you, he can also ammo rack you. A Grill can one-shot you, or do so much damage that you're almost out of the game. So you need to be very aware of that and play the tank with that in mind. So anyway, here's the game, let's roll. Now, so therefore, what are the battle tactics I should use? Well, you can use this for spotting, but you need to stay in cover. And when you want to move around the map, do so later on, when you know where the big guns are, when they're all spotted up. Then you can move around somewhat with impunity and safety, because you are very fast. But what you want to avoid, especially in the first few minutes of any game, is to put yourself out in the open, especially when all the big guns are unspotted. And that's the risk there that you run of getting just one shot, or getting seriously depleted, or getting perma-tracked and another tank takes you out. So just be aware that you do not take this tank frontline, do not take it off on crazy YOLO type stuff, because you won't last very long and you're not going to enjoy it and your teammates are going to hate you as well. It can be used for spawn, but you need to stay in cover, use the camo numbers, use the camo reset, all that. But don't be stupid, don't go off YOLO, right? Because there is nothing to forgive here. You don't have second chances with this tank. Now, that's the disadvantages. What we did speak about was the advantages of this. And in a brawl and circle of death, and this is kind of a half brawl, half circle of death type of situation, it is fantastic, right? He did take one shot there, that was just getting into position, but overall you saw that it's very difficult to lay a glove on this tank once you're getting close with it. It's sort of Muhammad Ali tanks in that respect. But like Muhammad Ali, you don't want to get rope-a-dope, do you? Now leave that to George Foreman, or whoever it was who was fighting that fight. Anyway, let's see here now, a great example of how to play the tank and a great example of how not to play the tank. Now you see what I mean about the gun. The gun doesn't let you down, the gun is very reliable, and it will consistently give you your 300 to 400 DPM with your standard shells. Now F Mondial puts this guy down to almost 0 HP. Now his compatriot in a tier 9 version of this decides that he wants that kill, and look what happens. This is what we spoke about earlier on. You know, he comes out here, he's got full HP, and 10 seconds later he's fucking gone. He's a burning Hulk. He got turned into a fucking, it was a Stephen Hawking round, turned his arsehole into a black hole, didn't it? So that's how to play the tank and how not to play the tank. Now of course that's a tier 9 version, right, but they have more or less the same ammo profile in that they have none. And you saw that he rolled out sideways on to a Grail and a T30. Either of them could have single shot them, and the T30 did him in. The T30 probably would have killed him with a single shot even if the Patton hadn't got one shot in. However, the difference between that guy, who's probably less experienced, and F Mondial is that he let that T30 come out to him. Now what he does is he had to take one from the grill, but now he pushes him up. Now the grill probably doesn't realise he's backed up here because he's got another tank either side and he's probably in zoom mode, and he probably couldn't figure out why he couldn't get his gun around to take out the Leopard I of F Mondial. Because he pushed him up, used the tank speed and its faster engine, its stronger engine, to push the grill up, and once it's backed onto an angle like that, it has no gun depression, couldn't do it. And that is a fantastic way to play this tank, right? So basically, like somebody just joined a nunnery, you want to play this tank like you just want to remain unfucked for as long as possible. You don't want to be running around, getting fucked, because then everything's going to end up fucked and you're not going to do very well and you're going to end up in all sorts of trouble and you're not going to enjoy playing it, because at the end of the day it is an unforgiving tank. Now that was a 5.3k damage and 3 kills, and I think he must have been very, very, very close. His close greyhound skirt, as I say, is very, because you're quite close to the hair. It must have been a gay hair away from getting the old mastery badge there. As you can see, a bit of a carry and a fantastic demonstration of how to play that tank. And that game was great because it showed us the characteristics and how to play that tank, and also showed us how not to play that tank with the other dude who came outside onto a big fucking gun. So the tank itself, it's very fast, it's an amazing gun, great DPM, great camo numbers, but it has no armour, everything depending on you, and you're a possible one shot for the big guns. So keep moving around, and very importantly, know where those fucking big guns are. In terms of tactics, it's great for spotting, it's great for hit and run, it's great for peek-a-boom, but again, I'm saying this twice because it's so important, you need to keep moving. You need to protect your ammo rack, protect your engine and your crew, because they are so vulnerable, and like the animal itself, the leopard in the wild, you need to ambush and be stealthy. And again, I'm going to repeat this for the people at the back, spot out the enemy, especially those big guns, know where they fucking are. Anyway, so their tactics, the takeaways, and the stuff about the tank. It's a great tank to play, but you need to be very, very careful. And I would also recommend not to play it until you're pretty experienced with medium tanks. Alright, hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy now. Cheers. See you now. Boys. Cheers, mush.